Are you looking for free money to use towards buying your first house in Washington, D.C.? Stay tuned because I got you covered. Hi, welcome back to another Coffee with Coleman, where we love to discuss Washington, D.C., business, real estate, all that good stuff. My name is John Coleman, and I'm a real estate agent here in Washington, D.C. with the Jason Martin Group. If you could do me a quick favor, go ahead and hit that like button if you're really enjoying what you're seeing. And if you really enjoy what you're seeing, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because then you'll be alerted each week when I release new videos. All right, so HPAP, or the Home Purchase Assistance Program, is a very popular program when people start to research buying their first home here in Washington, D.C. I've worked with many buyers that have used the program before, so I thought it might be helpful to make a one-stop shop so you can understand how it takes to qualify for it, what you should be looking for, and what are the actual advantages and disadvantages of using it. All right, so what is it? HPAP is a program that provides interest-free loans and closing cost assistance to qualified applicants that are looking to purchase either a house or a condo. The actual assistance amount you end up getting is based on a combination of factors like household size, how much money you're putting down, what your income level is, and a bunch of other stuff. If you're actually eligible, you can receive a maximum of $80,000 in gap financing and $4,000 towards closing costs. We'll break these down a little bit more in a second. So first, what are the qualifications of the program? Well, first of all, you need to be a first-time home buyer. Second, you need to fall in the margins of what is a low to moderate income resident based on our city, which is a pretty expensive city. Next, you can't have any ownership interest in any other real estate. The house has to be in DC, and you generally have to have a pretty good credit rating, usually about 640, but it can vary a bit. The amount of money you get for the gap financing you are eligible for can be found on this chart. It's pretty straightforward. Just look at your household size, what your salary is, and then go to the left and see what you might qualify for. This chart can change, so feel free to email me directly so I can make sure that you're getting the most up-to-date numbers possible. I don't want you thinking one thing and being surprised on the back end. So again, reach out if you want an updated version. So this gap loan amount, in essence, it's just added to your loan amount so you can afford a little bit more house. DC is super expensive, so this can be very helpful for a lot of people. As for the closing cost assistance, well, that $4,000, that's very helpful because it's gonna cover what your lender is gonna charge you to get the loan, title fees, and a bunch of other stuff to make closing on the house actually cheaper. All right, so here's how the timeline shakes out. First, the borrower is gonna go and apply for the program. I put the links below so you can start to do that yourself. That's step one. Next, you're gonna go to a 2-hour session, or these days, probably online. You're gonna have a 2-hour session where you're going to go over some of the fundamentals of the program. Once you attend that session, you can officially submit your application and wait for your notice of eligibility, which we call an NOE. This can take a while, so you're gonna have to be patient. After you get your NOE, you're going to have to attend their 8-hour Saturday class. I know, we all love classes. Here they're gonna teach you some of the ins and outs of buying a home and some of the other little things that you need to know about the process and this specific program. So once you submit your NOE and the certificate saying that you actually finished the class, you're going to be approved for financing. This is where I come in, because now we get to go house shopping, woo! For what happens in house shopping, I've got other videos to cover that. All right, so now we're out there having fun. Okay, we found a house that you really like. Now the timeline from where you find the house to close. And what you can plan on is about 60 days from when your offer is accepted, although it's not abnormal for there to be delays in HPAP financing. More on that in a minute. During this time, we're gonna complete the home inspection. We'll get a termite inspection that needs to be approved by HPAP, and then we'll head to closing. There's obviously a lot more to that, and there's a lot of other videos where I break down the intricacies of the actual home buying process, so I recommend you check those out as well. But this is to get the ball rolling for HPAP. So what are my real feelings on the program? Well, on paper, I think it's great. This is an expensive city, and anytime we can encourage our residents to invest in our communities, it's a thing that's good for everyone and every business. There are certainly people that I've worked with that would not have been able to purchase a house if it wasn't for the HPAP loan. So we have to be a lot grateful, and it's nice to have a lot of tools in the tool belt. The reality of the program is it's tougher. I mean, even going through the process of getting approved, it takes more effort. And we're not afraid of a little bit of work, and a lot of the work's gonna fall on your shoulders. But during the process, you're gonna have to really prove that you wanna work to get this program, because you're gonna have to stay on top of them to get things pushed through. The biggest obstacle to using HPAP is actually the market itself. HPAP is a slower program. For instance, I mentioned earlier that we typically aim to close in about 60 days. A traditional loan closes in about 30 days, which means if you're using HPAP, a seller's gonna have to wait about twice as long to get their money. In a competitive situation, I tend to see more traditional financing get selected over HPAP, and it's for that very reason. Additionally, HPAP creates longer timelines for other portions of the contract, like the inspection takes longer, the financing commitment's not gonna come as quickly, and there's a lot of things that are more up in the air for a longer period of time. I've actually even had a scenario where HPAP ran out of money right before closing. Not a huge deal. Like, they get funded, it happens from time to time, but there is a delay of when they don't have any money and they get refunded, and then they can start processing closings again. And so we had to be patient, and the seller had to be patient while we worked through those things that were outside of the control of anyone in our contract. So would I recommend HPAP? Yes. Do I recommend exploring all financing options to make sure you're weighing the pluses and minuses of what you have at your disposal? Emphatically yes. Each option is good. And if HPAP is the best option for you, then we want to explore it further. But it's good to have all of the different options, the pluses and the minuses, right in front of you while you're making your decision of financing. I also have people that go through HPAP, but then end up using a traditional financing because they're having issues doing it. So maybe running all the different options will give you more options when you find your option. That's a lot of options. All right, I specialize in working with first-time homebuyers, and I have experience in coaching people through the HPAP process, along with tons of other loan programs. If you're interested in learning more or just want to talk through some of these options, then don't be afraid to reach out. I am a teacher at heart, and I would love to help get you pointed in the right direction. All right, that's what I had for this week. Are you interested in HPAP? Do you have questions? Go ahead and put them below. I'll try my best to answer them. Or if you're a little shy and you want to reach out to me directly, again, information all below. You can reach out to set up a time with me to talk. All right? Well, that's it for today. So thanks again for stopping by another Coffee with Coleman. Peace.